If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine what a man shall think, you do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. If you make a man feel that he is inferior, you do not have to compel him to accept an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. If you make a man think that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to order him to the back door. He will go without being told, and if there is no back door, his very nature will demand one. Hey, you just came out that store?
Yeah.
Why are you always supporting businesses that are black owned?
I mean, I wasn't sporting, I was just getting a drink.
Well, there's a whole bunch of other stores around here that are black owned.
My school's down the street and I'm running late. I gotta get to school.
Well, maybe you should start supporting black businesses because you're putting money to their community, not our community.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, perfect. So today I want us to really look at these three words that I have on the board: culture, civilization, humanity. Given that this is a world literature course, we need to thoroughly examine where these concepts of culture, civilization, and humanity originated. If we're going to do that, we must start from the beginning. Ancient Greek and Roman literature is the backbone of culture, civilization, and thought. This is where we learned to think, where we developed a consciousness, and how we begin, when we first began to examine and question who we are. The way in which you talk, the way in which you think, has its origins in ancient Greek and Roman civilizations. I need everyone to turn to page 107 in your books so that we can all read together.
You are not inferior. Once you think for yourself, no one can control your thinking. No one can influence your thoughts, nor predetermine your actions. Your education and your destiny is in your hands.
Of questioning who we are. That began with the ancients, and those ancients being those in ancient Greece. That's where we first encounter city-states. That's when we first encounter people coming together to build up a legacy that goes beyond them.
I disagree. Wouldn't it be in Africa?
The origination of culture and civilization.
So when you think about culture and civilization, I'm not thinking about villages, which is what you would have in Africa, right? Just like these villages and huts, I would say, right? That's not like where people came together in terms of developing institutions. All right, we talked about legacy. Legacy comes in the form of the written word. How else can we understand our forefathers and foremothers unless there's a record of what happened in the past? The first historian was Greek. He was the first to begin to think about a legacy. What is happening now and why might this be significant? Yes?
Sister Nicole, are you saying that the first historians were white?
Well, considering that whiteness didn't exist then, right? I would say that the first historians were Greek.
Why?
Why? Because that's where people first wrote down important events.
Okay.
Yes. Are there any other questions about my level of expertise before we continue? Well, I mean, we're all Africans, right? That's where we all come from, right? So the first people were African. However, when we're thinking about civilization and what it means to be a fully developed human with a fully developed culture, I would say that the ancient Greeks and Romans, that's where we start. Yes?
So are you saying that basically Africans didn't have a civilization, they weren't developed as humans? Because they very much were.
So technically everyone's developed as a human. But when we're thinking about what it means to leave something behind that we can study, right? Give me places where you can study in ancient Africa, please. Enlighten me. Egypt?
The
I mean, sure.
Sphinx.
Sure.
Lucy.
Lucy?
The ancient fossil.
Yeah, I mean, sure, right? But it's even debatable if I would put Egypt in like modern present day Africa. What?
Right.
I
strongly disagree.
When I want us to think about Africa, we should be thinking about there's northern Africa and then there's sub-Saharan Africa. Right? Northern Africa is more arid, and sub-Saharan Africa is more what we think about traditional Africans. You know, the ones with dark skin?
She on something. Where's she talking about something?